They offered me 3 years alone in the deepest void of space. No station within 4 light years. No resupply for 18 months. The pay would cover my daughter's treatment twice over. I said yes before they finished the sentence. What I didn't know was that something out there had been waiting for someone to answer for a very, very long time. The beacon was older than the colony it served. A navigation pulse firing every 6 seconds into the dark, guiding freighters through the Karis expanse. My job was simple: keep the pulse firing, fix what breaks, log anomalies. The station was small: a control room, a bunk, a galley, and a viewport that showed nothing but black. For the first 3 months, I talked to myself. Then I stopped talking at all. The silence became a thing you could feel pressing against your skull. I started counting the pulses. 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds. It was the only proof that time was still moving. 6 months in, I picked up a signal, not on the comm array, on the beacon diagnostic itself, a pattern buried inside the background radiation. At first I thought it was interference, but interference doesn't repeat in prime number sequences. I ran every diagnostic I had. The equipment was fine. The signal was real. Something was sending structured data from a direction where there was nothing. No star, no station, no recorded object of any kind, just void. I should have reported it. Instead, I sent a pulse back, not the beacon pulse, my own, a simple repeating pattern, 1, 2, 3. I waited 9 days, then something answered. I don't know what it was, I still don't. It never identified itself. But over the following months, we developed a language, not words, patterns. I would send a sequence and it would respond with variations, additions, elaborations. It was like watching someone learn to speak by listening to music. By month 9, we could exchange what I can only describe as feelings. Loneliness has a frequency, it turns out. A specific pattern that means I am here and I am alone, and I have been alone for so long that I have forgotten what it was like to not be alone. It sent me that pattern on the first night. It understood what patterns could mean. I sat in the dark and I cried because I recognized it. It was the same frequency I'd been broadcasting without knowing it since I arrived. My daughter sent vid messages every few weeks when a relay ship passed close enough. She was getting better. The treatment was working. She showed me her drawings, told me about school, asked when I was coming home. I watched each message twice and then I went back to the signal. I told myself I was studying it, cataloging it, doing science. But the truth was simpler and more pathetic than that. The thing in the void listened. It had been listening for millennia. It had watched civilizations bloom and die from out there in the nothing, sending its lonely pattern into the dark, and nobody had ever heard it. Until a broken man with a sick daughter took a job that nobody else wanted. A replacement arrived on schedule, 3 years to the day. A young engineer named Cho. She was excited. She had plans. Research proposals, equipment upgrades. She didn't understand why I wasn't packed. I told her I needed another week to finish my logs, then another week, then a month. Cho filed a report. Command sent a message asking if I was experiencing psychological deterioration. I told them no. I told them I had discovered something extraordinary and I needed more time. They gave me 6 months. In those 6 months, the thing in the void showed me what it could see, and what it could see was everything, every ship, every station, every signal that had ever crossed the expanse. It had been the lighthouse before the lighthouse existed. It had been guiding things home since before humanity learned to make fire. They eventually ordered me home. Cho stayed. The beacon kept pulsing, and out there in the void something kept listening. I still send patterns. Every night from my apartment, from a transmitter I built from salvage, I point an antenna at a patch of sky where there is nothing and I send the frequency that means I am here and I am not alone and I remember you. My daughter thinks I'm eccentric. She's 12 now, healthy. She draws pictures of lighthouses in space and tapes them to my transmitter. Last Tuesday at 3 in the morning, I received a pattern I had never heard before. I've spent a week trying to decode it. I think it means thank you, but it might mean something bigger. It might mean I'll be here when you're ready to come back. Either way, I'm building a bigger antenna.